Budget Blinds. Visit their showroom or call today for a free in-home consultation.
This is Newcap News with Jeremy Thompson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with an accident that happened just west of Lloydminster last night around 7 o'clock. This was the scene near Blackfoot after a car skidded off the highway and hit a fence. EMS and the Lloyd Rescue Squad responded and managed to remove the driver and lone occupant safely. The RCMP officer at the scene told Newcap News the driver was sent to hospital to get treatment for minor injuries and is expected to recover. Well, today's kids have a lot to deal with growing up. Along with the stress of schoolwork and social development comes the difficulty of discovering who you are as a person. A young woman who grew up in Lloydminster decided to write a children's book for a group of people who she says often can't relate to typical protagonists. It's called The Princess, and it tells the story of a young prince who has always known he would be happier if he were a princess.
His dad always told him, you know what, you can do absolutely anything you want to because I believe in you.
Author Michaela Spence admits the topic is fairly heavy for children, but she believes it's important for all kids to be able to accept themselves for who they are.
You know, that stuff's all right. You could do whatever, love whoever you want. You know, they'll be more comfortable with themselves and who they want to love when they're older.
Spence also sent a copy to Ellen DeGeneres with the hopes that The Princess will inspire a wider audience of young people.
So I hope something happens there. That'd be really nice, but I'm also not expecting anything either.
The 18-year-old first-time author says more books may be in her future, but much like her character, she's still figuring out what she'd like to do with her life. It's the largest indoor snowmobile show in Canada, and it happens just down Highway 16. The 4th annual Vermilion Ridge Riders Snowmobile Expo was held yesterday and featured some of the finest snowmobiles in the market, including more than 80 vintage collectibles. Chris Chacon has the details.
People from all over the country came to the town of Vermilion for one of Canada's largest indoor vintage snowmobile shows.
The town of Vermilion got us started on to do with just a winter festival, and we just carried it on, started, and it's just been getting bigger and bigger every year.
This event displayed a one-of-a-kind array of vintage snowmobiles, along with modern-day snowcats, attracting an avalanche of collectors and enthusiasts.
I'm into the vintage snowmobiles. I've got a small collection of my own. I got a good friend that I came with that's right into them as well, and we just wanted to bring the kids down, bring the wife down, take a look.
And there was plenty to look at. A majority of these classic collectibles are more than 30 years old.
It started off, we just wanted to do a vintage show and then show off a little bit of the new stuff. We're now the biggest vintage show indoor show in Canada.
This is just a really good time. It's really good. I've had a great time. The kids are having fun, and it's nice to see.
Although a majority of snowmobiles are used for recreation, there are various industries such as rescue teams, the military, and many more that heavily use and rely on these powerful machines.
This is our 4th year for it, and we are pre-booked into this hall for the next 3 years at least. So I don't think it's going away.
Chris Chacon, Newcap News.